Craig Gilner grew up a normal kid in Brooklyn. He has loving parents and a younger sister. They might not have had a luxurious lifestyle, but they were happy.
He was a happy child. We didn't have any clue that this would happen. Sure, he didn't have lots of friends, but that doesn't mean anything. He was still happy.
I used to enjoy drawing maps. I loved it. Whenever I was in class, I didn't doodle, I drew maps instead. Hundreds of them. I did cities on the ocean, cities with two rivers meeting in the middle, cities with one big river that bends, cities with bridges, crazy interchanges, circles and boulevards. Yeah, I made cities. And those cities, they made me happy. And I don't know. I got kind of lost along the way.
Everything changed once Craig went to high school. The pressures from peers, from his prestigious school, and from his parents pushed Craig into a depression. Craig couldn't keep his food down, causing him to eat next to nothing. Worried, his parents began sending him to a therapist.
Craig was always a little uneasy to talk to me. He usually shies away from giving me straightforward answers. Throughout his time with me, he continuously mentioned what he called tentacles. Tentacles to him were things and situations that made him anxious and caused Craig to begin cycling through all of his problems, increasing his anxiety and his depression. He was given Zoloft, but I found out after Craig was checked into the hospital they stopped taking the medication a couple months after being prescribed to him. This probably made Craig become even more unbalanced internally.
Video footage was later released, with Craig's permission, of a suicide video he had filmed months after his first meeting with Dr. Minerva.
I know you may not understand why I did what I did, but I think it's best for me. My parents expect a lot out of me. My best friend is dating the girl I like. My friends aren't very supportive of me. There's just too much pressure, and I can't take it anymore. Feels like everything is just building up. And everyone else, they just seem to handle everything. It's just not me. I'm sorry. But I feel that it's what's best for me.
I made the video at a time of desperation. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat the dinner my mom had prepared the night before, and I just felt awful. I wasn't doing well in terms of being a normal, functional human. It was my lowest of lows. I didn't want to wake up. And I was having a much better time asleep. And that's really sad. It was almost like a reverse nightmare. But last minute I decided that I wasn't going to end my life, and I called a suicide hotline instead.
Well, when Craig checked in, at first, our teen section was under construction, so we had to put him in the adult psychiatric wing. He seemed shy, but I could tell right away that he would get out of here in no time.
I was finally alone to really process who I was and who I wanted to be. I was so lost. Once I stopped taking Zoloft, I thought everything was just going to work out. That's what I called a fake shift. A shift towards healthiness and happiness. But it was all a mirage. I got progressively worse, actually. I didn't realize that going off the medicine would do that. Going to the hospital, I thought I would really help me and change who I was. They helped me get back to my medicine and keep myself safe.
How old were you when you started feeling different or depressed?
It wasn't so much depression that I felt at first. It started out as a lot of anger and frustration. Around 15 was when I can best remember starting to feel more, different. I felt so burnt out after joining the prestigious high school. I think I can remember it best when I was at a party, when I definitely started to feel different. My best friend, he was making out with the girl that I liked, and I was sitting on the couch alone. and I just started drinking whiskey, and it tasted horrible and just burnt my throat. But the pain was just so bad that the whiskey numbed it, and I just kept drinking anyways.
Can you tell us how you felt?
I just felt so pent up. I was just so lost. And I just kept thinking. I thought about work, and I thought about work so much, I would freak out. And then I would think about how much I'm thinking about work, and I would freak out even more. And then I would think about how freaked out I would get, and I would freak out even more. And then I went back to thinking about work, and it would just freak me out. It just was this cycle of me worrying and freaking out about work and about everything.
Craig's 5 days spent at the hospital definitely changed his whole demeanor. He became much more satisfied with who he was and got over peer pressure from his friends. Craig is now working through his depression and plans to join an art school.
I didn't really know Craig. I only just met him. We were both in the same psychiatric ward. From the time he's been here, he's definitely seems to have improved. He used to be so odd. I mean, he's still odd now, but he's much more outgoing. And he seems to be much more sure of himself than he used to be. I think what really helped him was his art. The maps he makes, they're brilliant, really inspiring.
Craig was a good guy. No, he was a great guy. And I just wish I would have saw it sooner, you know? Maybe I could have done something or helped. I suffer from depression too, but not as much as he did. He got really bad. But now he's smiling again. He goes to an art school and he actually seems happy. Kind of like the old Craig, you know, before he...
Yeah, me and Craig are cool. We've been really good friends. Well, we used to be. I kind of was a jerk to him for a little bit, but I think we're cool now. I think his time away has really changed him. Like, he seems kind of different. He seems more confident, happy. But I hope everything works out for him.
And I'm getting over my fears and my tentacles. And I think having a family that understands me and understands what I'm going through now, they'll help me. And now I'm going to a school that I actually like. And I'll get better friends, and I'll get some real friends that'll help me. And so I feel like I'm on a path to somewhere new, somewhere better. You know, something seismic is happening inside me. Something good.